another video. Today we're reviewing Don't Breathe 2. This film came out today and was directed by Rodo Saigues and was produced by Fede Alvarez, who directed the previous film, and stars Stephen Lang as the blind man and Bobby Schofield. Now before we start with the like button, subscribe to the post notification bell so you know for a free video, and let's just start. Let's start talking about the good. So all the actors and actresses in this film, I thought they were good. Stephen Lang was the only actor in this film that was fantastic. Stephen Lang is good in Don't Breathe. He was very good in Don't Breathe. And this one, he gives the same performance, but I think he did slightly better in this one than he did in Don't Breathe. The opening sequence. Now, the opening sequence for this film, I thought it was good. It wasn't a great opening sequence. It didn't capture all my attention right away, but I was invested in the film from the opening sequence. The cinematography, which of course includes the shots, the camera angles, the lighting, very well done. It has a very different look to it than Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe sort of has a sort of modern horror film look. It has a sort of kind of glossy look to it, but this one has a more dark look to it. It has a darker look. You can see that the camera lenses and the lighting, the shots, the way the director uses the camera in this film was completely different from Don't Breathe. So I thought the cinematography was very well done. The score. Now the score I thought was very good. The score was good. It's very creepy at times, especially in the second act of the film. The second act of the film, the score really makes the sequences tense and very creepy. But the score throughout the entire film I thought was very well done. The relationship between Norman and his daughter. Now that is what I was a little worried about for this film, because this film takes a completely different approach from the first film. There are still robbers, but it's very different how the director used those characters. So I thought the relationship between Norman and his daughter was very well done. There are many creepy sequences and tense sequences in this film. Just like Don't Breathe, the tense sequences were fantastic. I was on the edge of my seat throughout basically the entire film. This film, while there are less tense sequences, there are still a lot of tense sequences for this film. I would prefer if there were a little more, but I would say 20 minutes, well, 10 to 20 minutes into the film, it gets going, it's tense, it's creepy, and I thought it was a lot of fun. The story. Now, the story I thought was very well done. It's not as good of a story as the first one. The first one, I think it was so simple that it worked for me. This one is just a little too complex, but I thought it was fine. The story was well done. I was engaged with the story and with the characters, so I thought that the director did a great job with setting up the characters and making you actually invested in them. The third act of the film. Now, the third act of the film was awesome. Stephen Lang as the blind man, phenomenal. In the first one, like I said, he was very, very good. This one, he gives the same exact performance, and somehow it's still great. Stephen Lang in the third act of the film especially does an awesome and phenomenal job. The ending sequence. Now, the ending sequence is very emotional. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but the ending sequence makes you wonder about things for the future for Don't Breathe. So the ending sequence is very emotional, and I think it works for this film and for the story. That's all the good I have. Now let's move on to the bad. So the robbers, I did not find them all that interesting. They were given the minimal amount of character development, so I did not care about any of them. When they died, I did not care. And that's not a spoiler, because obviously, the robbers are going to get killed by the blind man. But they just weren't given that much character development for me to actually care about them. So the robbers were not, they were fine. They were okay. That's about it. Don't Breathe 2 is a great follow-up to Don't Breathe. I highly recommend it if you're a fan of the original Don't Breathe, or if you're just a horror fan in general. So I'm going to give Don't Breathe 2 a B. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the post notification bell so you know for every video. I'm Peter. Thank you for watching.
See you in September.